it's a kind of theater that is really popular in England. And in Toronto, Ross Petty's been doing Pantos now for, it's got to be 10 years or more,
right.
Every Christmas. But a lot of people just don't know what it is because it's a style that hasn't really caught on. But the people who do come to see them, whether it's in Toronto or here in Windsor, we keep hearing from them about how much they enjoyed the show, how much fun it was, and how unexpected it was, because they think, well, it's a kid, it's a kid show.
It might be a genre that people aren't really familiar with,
and we're just not used to a fairy tale show that's got that extra level for grown-ups. We think, well, it's a kid show. No, it's a kid show, but it's also got all the humor is there for the grown-ups. So I guarantee when you go to a Panto, you're not going to be bored by the script.
So you've done some very big shows, some smaller shows. Let's talk a little bit about the music theater history of the group. What are some of the music theater shows that really stand out in your mind?
Well, like I said, we started with Side by Side by Sondheim, which is 3 people and a piano. Then we did the Rocky Horror Show, which I think everybody knows by now. It's been around for a long time. We did after that The Hobbit, which was more of a play with music, but there's still about 9 songs in it. And then after that, we didn't do a whole lot of musicals. We did Reefer Madness about 4 or 5 years ago. That was a big success. Had a wonderful time with that. But then we brought Joe on board, and since then we've done, I guess we're up to half a dozen musicals with him at the helm of those shows. Very excited about Sweeney Todd in 2015 and Hair. I don't think you get very many scores as good as Sweeney Todd and Hair, for what they are. For, the dark gothic with the comic streak, you don't beat Sweeney Todd. And that gorgeous 60s music of Hair, Aquarius and Let Sunshine In and Easy to Be Hard and all that kind of stuff. Really beautiful music for both those shows. So we're very excited because, like I say, it's a 100-seat theater, very, very intimate. And we can do stuff like Joe last year did Next to Normal and did Title of Show, which aren't necessarily well known to the general public, but they're well known to theater people. And so there was a lot of buzz about those, and wonderful shows. Next to Normal, just heartbreaking stuff, about the death of a child. And Title of Show, just a romp, absolute hilarity. This year he did, in 2014, he did 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which was hilarious. The kid who writes with his foot in the air and all this weird stuff. Really smart, really funny stuff. So, we're excited to be able to bring musicals in. I love working on musicals, but I don't read music. I don't dance, so I have to bring in a music director and a vocal coach and a choreographer. Joe, can do. I don't think he choreographs, but he can do the rest of the stuff, and he's really good at that. So
excellent. So let's talk a little bit about Extension Korda.
Sure.
What is Extension Korda?
It's a kind of an offshoot of the company where Tracy tries to involve. We all do as a company, but she's usually the head of it, involving students. The first show was Lion in Winter, which had an all-adult cast, but it was produced by a student from Walkerville. I guess she was a grade 12 student at Walkerville. Since then, we've done a couple more shows where we've involved more students. So they have an executive producer who's somebody from the board who's kind of watching over shoulders, making sure everything's going okay, making sure everything's getting done. But the kids are in charge of the direction, the props and choreography and everything else. This year they did Beaver Den. We're looking at the possibility of them doing maybe a Panto in the future. So we do try to encourage young people and get them involved whenever we can. And Extension Korda is a way that we do that.